Well, good morning. Excuse me. Good morning. Here it is. It's Tuesday morning. It's November the 8th, and it's election day. All I'll say about it is I hope you'll get out and take advantage of the given right, the God-given right that God has given you as a citizen here in this country to vote. And anyway, that's our duty. But anyway, enough said about that. I hope that you're doing well this morning. Hope that you had a good night's rest, and hope that you're ready for whatever God has for us on this Tuesday. But anyway, this morning I want to share with you a devotional entitled "How to Withstand Destructive Forces." One of the most powerful forces of nature is wind. I think we're living in Oklahoma. We know that, don't we? That's why the Bible uses wind as a metaphor for, so many things. There are winds of testing, trouble, conflict, and temptation. But you see, God, He makes it possible, to withstand each one of those things. In Ephesians chapter 6, verse 13, it says, "Take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand firm." The word withstand means, to remain undamaged by, a destructive force. One of the best ways to remain undamaged, by the winds of life, is to stay connected to your spiritual family. God never meant for you and I to, withstand difficult days by ourselves. Listen, one of the first things God said was, and this is from Genesis 2:18, "It isn't good for man to be alone." Whether or not you ever marry is irrelevant. You need a spiritual family, for support so that you can stay connected, when hard winds blow in. One of the main reasons Jesus, he created his church was it was to be a family of support. I want you to look at this passage from Ephesians chapter 4, verses 11 and 12, and then verse 14. It says, "Now these are the gifts Christ gave to the church: the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, and the pastors and teachers. Their responsibility is to equip God's people to do His work and build up the church, the body of Christ." In verse 14, it says, "Then we will no longer be immature like children. We won't be tossed and blown about by every wind of new teaching. We will not be influenced when people try to trick us with lies so clever they sound like the truth." You learn from this passage that God's church is His tool for building His people up and in the better life. He's gifted certain people to do this. I guess you'd say I'm one of them. I'm a pastor and a teacher, but my gifts aren't for my benefit. They're for the benefit of others. Another thing that you learn is that it's the job of the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, and the pastors and teachers to keep His church from being blown away by false ideas and every wind of teaching. People's beliefs can easily shift. They believe one way this year and then another way the next year. Not only do people's ideas and beliefs shift, but so does information. Nothing is more irrelevant than, a 10-year-old book on, computers or anatomy. I mean, really they're useless because we are always discovering new things. But you see, the truth never changes. If it was true 2,000 years ago, it will also be true 2,000 years from today. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 8, it says, the grass withers, the flower fades, but the word of our God will stand forever." There are many, shifting winds in our culture today. We as well, I think we all know that. And they're simply wrong. their deceptions and their lies and their half truths. Don't get tossed and blown about. As the scriptures say, stay connected to your church family instead. That's why it is so important that we stay connected with a body of believers. And that can be different for all of us. That's why there's different churches and different things, but it's so important for us to stay connected, so that God can use other people in our lives to help us to not be tossed about, by the wind of the culture. And so anyway, I hope that encourages you today. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Remember, Angie and I, we love you guys, and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.